Look at that, I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I was asked an important question by a friend of mine. This stream is more for Mike or Michael than anyone else. He asked me about Reroute in Reaper. So we're going to just go ahead and start with. Let me get this window out of the way. There we go, so I can see the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my my Reaper window first. Should be able to see this. So this is my tracks screen. Has all my tracks in it. I can add multiple tracks, of course, down here. Now, what's important is that we actually do this. I usually do this in my mixing window, and let me see if I can show you that. No, no, is this both? Wait, I can't track. No, okay. So I'm going to drag my mix window over here, right? So here is my Reaper mix window, and I'm speaking to you via my webcam mic. I don't have a microphone. My microphone is active right now, and it's working. It's working just fine. I need to give it a little more gain. We'll gain it up a little bit so I can get louder. Okay, and then we'll turn it up a little bit. So I'm hearing it in my headphones. You're not hearing any of that. Okay, so Reroute. First thing we want to do is in your routing section in Reaper, we're going to add a new hardware output. Add new hardware output. And we're going to scroll down, and I'm going to select Reroute 3 and 4. You can select 1 and 2. You can select 4 and 5, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and select Reroute 3 and 4. And we're going to go ahead and just leave that exactly the way it is. And we'll close this window. So now we have our Reroute plugin set to send audio out of our DAW to a receiving source or a receiving plugin. So how do we get it to our receiving plugin? Well, I'm going to move my OBS window down here where you can see it, and let me make this full screen, and we'll get the endless echo here. So we're going to add a source, and we are going to add an audio input capture. Now, I believe that to get this to show up, there's certain software that you've got to install into OBS to allow yourself to see, hey, Michael, I'm hoping I can help you. You asked me about Reroute, and I'm gonna make it work. So I've got you here so far. So here we are in OBS, and I'm going to add an audio input capture as a source. And I'm just going to call it audio input capture. Let's rename it Reroute. Reroute, however you want to call it. And we'll hit OK. And the device, we want to select Reroute Audio X64. So we click that. Format is stereo. An OBS channel, we want to go Reroute Client 3 and Reroute Client 4 as our second channel. And we will hit OK. And now you will see Reroute hearing my vocal microphone, and you should be hearing that on the live stream now. I will mute now my camera mic is muted, and you are hearing my oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Restream and Reroute both work very similarly. I'm not sure with regard to like CPU usage. Let me get my OBS screen off of here. Okay, forgive me. I had my mic muted and got away from a scene. You have to be if you use the Osio input capture, you have to be sure to put it on all of your. If you're going to be changing scenes, you have to be sure to make sure that your Osio input capture is on all of them. So at this point, if I go to Reaper, I believe, yeah, now you're hearing my StreamCam mic. Where's my Osio? Let's see, traction face. Yeah, so now you're able to hear Rearoute. So you've got to put your Osio input capture on all of your scenes or sources in your scenes. Yeah, sorry about that. It's hard to keep track of, and when you're doing this on the fly, it's very easy to cut your sound off. Yeah, L&M Guitar Corner. Hello. So again, Reroute generally is pretty easy to use, and I found that I'm going to shut my. Go back to my ProStream camera. So I don't have an Osio input source in here, or Reroute working on this microphone. So I can hear it in my headphones, of course, but you can't hear it on the stream if I tap this mic. But if I add, again, if I add a, let's go to traction face. So now you're hearing my, you can see my OBS and Reroute's working just fine. And I have my mic on, so it's probably a little bit of delay. I'm guessing that my voice might sound a little strange right now. Maybe like there's two of me. I'm not quite certain. I'm gonna get this right up. I'm gonna eat this microphone so that the level is about the same on both the microphone on my camera and this mic. It's probably gonna sound a little bit strange. Yeah. Showing a little bit about using Rearoute. It's really a pretty simple plugin to use. I think, again, it works really great if you have a network and you're using multiple computers on your home network. I don't have my computers networked together. I just have an external laptop that I use. Okay, I'm going to shut Rearoute. I'm going to mute Reroute and just talk to you through my webcam mic. Yeah, so I've found Reroute or Restream both to be pretty usable plugins. So right now you can see on my OBS screen that, yeah, I'm getting sound into Reroute. If I unmute it, and I can mute my my camera mic, so now you're just hearing my CM1. This is a PV CM1. This is a live vocal, basically designed for live musical performance, like a Beta 87. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And we can use, we'll add Restream. I've got Restream here, but I don't have Restream in Reaper. So if I add Restream into Reaper, Restream, where are you? We'll use the Replugs edition. I can put that in there, and we'll have it send audio, and then we'll have it on a local broadcast. And now, in my OBS window, Restream is now getting signal. And ultimately, if I unmute Restream, probably going to be some delay and some weirdness going on, but it's just the same signal as Reroute. Yeah, Michael, I had the same revelation when I realized that, yeah, you could use Reaper into OBS and get studio quality sound out to the masses. I'm not sure. I've watched several of your live streams where ultimately you're generally just sitting in a room with a couple of microphones and a vocal mic and a one on your guitar, and your audio is always great. And I'm not sure what your setup is at home, Michael, and how you're getting your audio, and if you're using OBS when you're doing your YouTube live streams. I'm not 100% certain on that. Of course, yeah. How would we know without,
having people show us their whole setups. And so I've got, again, I've got Restream going here, and I think I can kind of, yeah, Restream's still active on this page. So you can kind of see my monitor setup and my, kind of messy table here. Yeah, I'm using Restream on both of these. Yeah. Those are just a mixer into a Focusrite 2i2. I see. Yeah. Okay. That does work great. I've tried to do my best. Although I do own an 8-channel audio interface. I've got 8 mic/instrument inputs. I can use any of the inputs on my audio interface for an instrument, or I can use instruments or microphones in it, and I have phantom power to all of them. Yeah, I've tried to remove a mixer from my my setup simply because Reaper is the mixer. That's your mixer, and you have effects, far more effects and far more editable effects typically in Reaper, which I like being able to use those in Reaper. And it doesn't sound like when you're live. Let me fix this microphone here. Give me a moment. Kind of wanting to tip a little bit, and then I'll get it a little bit closer to my mug so you can hear me better. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another reason, but also it's another point of, ooh, I just popped the hell out of that mic. That's another point of possible failure. If I've got just a cable going from my mic to my audio interface, I'm much happier with that versus something failing on a mixing console, which we all know can happen, and it'll happen at the worst possible moment. Yep, I hear you, Michael. I totally understand that, and that is a great way to do what you're doing with your broadcast, man. That is super cool that you're able to do that. And I did for a long time use a mixing board. I had a PVFX-16, and I still use it for live performances with my band when we play. I don't play out live very often. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Hello, Dana. Welcome. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Break a leg. Dana's playing a live show. Time and place. Where are you playing? Is it a private thing, or are you playing a bar? Are you doing a cover gig, or are you playing originals? What's the gig, man? Do tell. Curious, man. I don't get to play out live very often. I've played twice in the last month. Yeah. I've played twice in the last month, and really had a great time. Both, private party. Okay, cool, Dana. Yeah. So let me check my OBS, see what you guys are looking at here. Okay, so you're looking at me. That's cool. So I appreciate you asking the question about Rearoute, and I thought I'd share with you how I'm going about using it when I do use it. Pretty much at this point, I'm using. That sounds like fun, and it's a happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys enjoy and have a wonderful weekend. Yeah. So, Michael, it sounds like you already had stuff under control with it. So maybe somebody else will learn something from this. Thank you, Dana. And what's interesting right now, having had you say that, I have absolutely nothing. Oh, you having pizza? Nice. I just got done having lunch, and I bought some, I kind of treated myself to something kind of nice. I had a couple extra bucks. Oh, Oh, thanks, Michael. I think so. I bought myself these little crab cakes that were just fantastic. So, with regard to what you're hearing right now, I have absolutely nothing on this microphone. There's zero EQ, zero effects. All I have is a gain control on my audio interface, which is just right there. I can reach over and turn it up or turn it down. And if I get quiet, you'll see the room noise. Let me show you my. You can see that flickering a little bit. So I've got my microphone kind of cranked up a little bit to make sure it's loud enough for the live stream. And it seems like it's working just fine, and it certainly could make it louder. But we'll leave it where it is. And of course, I'm using Rearoute to get the audio from Reaper to OBS. And at the same time, I can use Rearoute. Let me see. Do I have a Rearoute? I don't have a Rearoute in this. So let's add. I'll go back to my. Let me show you my. So I'm going to go into my. I won't be able to show you both these screens. Let me add. Let me see. Let's add a window to this. I think I can do this. We should be able to make a, display capture. Display capture. We'll add display 1. And go OK. So now you can see my OBS window and Reaper at the same time. And what I'm doing is I'm going to add, oops, I just made that vanish. So I'm going to add my audio input capture. I'm going to make it reroute work in this window, and you should still be able to hear me. Yep. So I'm going to add an audio input capture, and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK again and go through these steps to get reroute to hear reroute audio x64 stereo. We're going to go client 3, client 4, because I used reroute 3, reroute 4. Those are my signal. This is where my audio is going out to OBS. And when I hit OK, now audio input capture is working. And now you're hearing restream and reroute, which probably sounds a little bit weird. Now you're just hearing reroute. So it's pretty simple to put it in there. Again, you do have to download a plugin or the ability to use the audio input capture, and I don't remember all of those steps. I wish I had that all. Yeah. Stream cam's loud. Okay. Yeah, interesting how that works. So I appreciate that question. I thought I'd answer it. Yeah, you get that audio input capture. It works great. And I can switch between Restream and Rearoute. I've got my stream cam mic and I've got my Restream, so I can switch between 3 different audio sources. So now got my camera mic going, and now you're hearing me through my camera mic. Yeah, my camera mic is working now, and now I've got Restream that I'm talking into the CM1, and I can make that go. Now I can have Rearoute going, and it works just fine. Yeah, it seems like if you just do a search for Rearoute OBS on either Google or one of your other web browsers, Firefox, you'll find the installer for that. So that was all I wanted to share. Michael, I really appreciate you asking that question. That was probably an important thing that I get up on. Let me remove. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Yeah. Well, I'm live. It'll be on here. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, installer for OBS. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let me see. Can I make you? Hang on here, Michael. How do I? Let me make you a. If I make you a moderator, add moderator. There we go. Yeah, there you go. So if you have that link, um, yeah, I've got a day off, man. I'm doing nothing but mixing today, and I needed to step away. I got some drum tracks. So Michael, if you have that link, go ahead and post that in the chat if you would. Um, I'm sure I could find it, but you should be able to. You should be able to post it now. I've got a free day, man. Ultimately, been nice. There you go. That's it. Yep, that's a great one to add to your OBS options, and it gives you another option for audio input. Yep, exactly the same. I remember Andersama OBS Sazio. Yep, I remember that prefix on there. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hang up this stream. I've got some drums to mix that I received from a drummer who recorded them on a digital kit, and so I've got some drum samples to get dialed in. X64 and 64-bit versions, yeah, and I believe both of them are included in that download from GitHub. Hi, Mitch. Welcome, man. I just jumped back on here to try and help anyone who might need some help with Rearoute in OBS and using Reaper. If you're a Reaper user, it's kind of a I don't know, subject matter wise, it's a bit of a kind of a, I don't know, call it a cult following, but it is a fantastic DAW. Very, very streamlined, very small footprint, and just so many. Yeah, there you go. There are so many free VSTs that come with it. And of course, I've loaded mine up with all sorts of extra third-party shit, and it works with those fantastically. Even Waves VSTs work in it. So, and I've had a few issues with a few third-party plugins, but they've been my own fault with respect to where I put them on my hard drive and getting Reaper to recognize where they are, things like that. But I am not sponsored by or paid by Reaper to say any of this. It just is a fantastic plugin. And I went, or DAW. I went from using Sonar X1 approximately 7 years ago, maybe closer to 8 years ago, to Reaper, and I have not looked back. Lander for streaming. Used to use, okay. I'm not familiar with Lander. Are you on a Mac, Mitch? Is that a Macintosh thing? I'm not familiar with Lander at all. Yeah. And it's $70 now. Okay. Yeah, I re-upped 1 year ago. I didn't have to, but so you're using both Windows and I'm not familiar with Lander. I'll have to look into that. Okay. And I would love to own a Mac. Those things seem to be very streamlined and work really, really well. I just haven't ever spent the money on one. I've been using Windows machines most of my computer literate life. In fact, it's been Windows machines. Aside from when I was an intern at a recording studio in Portland back in the mid-'90s, when I was first started working with Pro Tools, they had a Macintosh there, but it didn't, at that point in time, it didn't seem from a Windows machine. So with regard to Reaper, I remember when I first downloaded it, it's like Restream, but oh, and I'll have to look that one up. Oh, like Restream, but easier. I don't know how difficult Restream is. Uh, Restream's pretty damn easy, man. It seems like again, it's one of those cases where if you're familiar with something, stick with it. If it works, I say use it. The big world of GarageBand has allowed so many people to produce music, and I mean, go for it. I've never touched I won't say I've never touched GarageBand, but I have seen it, I think. I may have tried to use it for a while, but I realized I was learning something that I wasn't really necessary. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this stream now, and maybe back a little later on tonight, doing a little playing. Who knows what'll happen here. So I really appreciate y'all being here. If anybody has any other questions about Reroute or Restream, go ahead and hit me up. I've got a few minutes. Oh, and with Reaper, when I first signed up and downloaded it, what they wanted you to do was every two versions of Reaper. So I downloaded it at version 4.8 or something, and when it hit 6, although I do not use version 6 yet, I haven't updated to that. But when it hits version 6, I gave them another $60. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I won't be on Hippie's show. I don't visit his channel very often anymore. That's just a subject that I don't care to share with. He should share that with everybody as to why. And he's probably warned people about me for no reason. So, yeah, a little bad blood right there. I wish him the best. I wish absolutely I have no ill will towards him. But that's cool. Wish Francis a happy birthday for me. And you guys have a great afternoon. Peace.